Earth signs, I hope that you're all having a good year so far. We are taking a look at your March forecast and how you can handle it the best that you possibly can. I will be taking care of Taurus first and Capricorn, and Virgo, I will take care of you in just a second. How you doing, Taurus? Around here, I shuffle until Spirit tells me to stop. I don't always pick up what might fall out when shuffling either. Like that, for instance. Shuffle back in. If it's meant to be, it will be. Okay, you've got the Knight of Cups in reverse here. You may be struggling to explore something emotional. And here we've got the Queen of Vessels also in reverse. So this is emotional to you, but it kind of means that you're swimming upstream to get it, as you can see here with the image of the salmon. It does require some degree of tenacity and diligence to get this particular thing that maybe you've been struggling to explore emotionally. Taurus, this is something that should have been done a while back. This is something that you've been delaying on clearing out. There's some old habits that don't serve you anymore that this month will need to be taken care of. There's something about yourself that you need to protect. There's something about somebody else that you might need to protect, Taurus. Maybe you're struggling to protect it because you struggle to see weakness in other people. And you might feel that taking care of your emotional aspects is weakness when in fact it is quite the opposite. You need to take care of your emotional aspects, or that does become a weakness if you don't. So let's see what you've got on bottom. It looks like the universe may be undoing some threads that you have woven into the fabric of your life, if you will. This particular depiction of the wheel is a two-part project between yourself and the universe. If you are free to weave in the threads of your life that you wish, but the universe is also free to undo some of those threads if they're not supposed to be there for your ultimate highest good, and I feel like that's what's going on here. Something wasn't protected because you weren't willing to clear out some things that should have been cleared out when, maybe some misconceptions about how your emotions work, how you nurture them or don't nurture them. Those haven't been taken care of, and so when you don't protect other people, you are harming the karmic. You are piling on karmic debt for yourself. You're not relieving it. You're piling it on for yourself. I feel like that you ran away from a situation instead of standing strong over somebody. You chose to run away. And it looks like the universe undid some progress in your life, if you will, or some progress was undone by your hand in your life because you chose to run away from this opportunity. I can see that it was maybe reminded you of something that you went through earlier in your life, and maybe you didn't handle it well back then, and it wasn't handled well this time either, I can see. Somebody here is celebrating a tradition of lost hope. Running away from the reality that something really precious was undone that should not have been undone. Some trust was disrupted. And now someone is celebrating that you've passed on a tradition intact. You've made a negative impact on somebody's life. It may be that you're a parent and you're passing on some parenting tactics that hurt you, but you're passing them on unconsciously because that's what you know. Even though there's a loss of hope, the star is not completely gone. It's still there, but you are going to have to look more closely for it, and it might be clouded over too. You do have the opportunity to be reborn if you can become a kind of King of Pentacles in your own life. Working hard to clear out these old emotional habits will do a lot to help yourself and possibly your loved one or a person who was supposed to be protected by you. You can start to right those wrongs, if you will. You can start to relieve your karmic debt. If you choose to take action, though. So it's not just enough to be someone who's going to be diligent, who's going to stick to things. And I get that energy with Pentacles, with Earth, right? I would expect that. But they're saying that you can be reborn into this person who is the absolute master of everything that they need to take care of their mundane, capital M, mundane, the physical, economics, that kind of thing. But you're going to have to take action to protect this person in your life who needs protection from you. They can't do it on their own. There's someone that you're supposed to break up with, and it doesn't have to be a romantic partnership at all. This could be family members. You can break up with family members if they're doing stuff to you that makes it so that your karmic load is overloaded. You might need to break things off with them, and if you do, there's a real possibility that you can make good on this old opportunity that you may have missed on in the past, and you can become the King of Cups. But that's going to take a deliberate action on your part to let go of these people who no longer serve you. It could be a romantic partner, it could be some really shitty friends or some really shitty family members. Either way. You can reestablish balance. But keep in mind that it's going to be hard work because some damage has already been done. And as long as you can approach it from that angle, you might be able to start the recovery process this month. I don't think that it'll end this month. It might go on for a little while past this because this was a major thing that was done here. You can recover this time. All is not lost. I don't see the Judgment card in reverse, so that tells me at the very least that a huge, major opportunity was not missed. But nonetheless, something really problematic happened. It's up to you to fix it, basically, and still be the most high-vibing person that you know, that you can be. That's what the universe wants from you. Taurus, I hope that you make the best of March that you possibly can. Take care of yourselves. Capricorn, I hope that you are all having a good year so far. Let's take a look at your March forecast and what you can do to have the best March that you possibly can. Okay. So you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. This is starting over completely from scratch. You can see the way forward just fine. You're in your High Priestess energy, Capricorn. But this is starting over from something like you might be in transit, so to speak, or you just might flat out be... You're the one pulling the ingredients together to build a foundation for something new. Okay, this is absolutely fascinating, Capricorn, and I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Capricorns have always fascinated me. Really, really interesting people. All kinds of karmic energy around them. I mean, like, in good and bad ways. Like, seriously, dude. You can see your way forward. You know what to do, and you're in a position where you're fine with being alone. You're fine with doing the introspection and the long-term study that it takes to see as well and as clearly as you possibly can into the future and make a wise, though still foolish, capital F foolish, decision. And I want to distinguish between capital F foolish and lowercase u unwise. Because the universe blesses capital F foolishness, as you can see right here. Because that is, they're rewarding trust. It is rewarding trust in itself. That makes sense, right? So you are acting as the High Priestess, studying the hell out of this. You're not ready to get started on this. You're willing to wait for a little bit. That's the best kind of foolishness you can possibly have. Whoever I'm talking to has a pretty good head on their shoulders, I would say. Do you see all this major arcana energy just one right after the other? That's the fourth now. So fourth is kind of emperor energy. You're definitely a very stable person. I can see that. I can see that you're in a, like when you're in your hermit stage, you go so far into your introspective, you might be a very deeply religious kind of individual. And I suspect that right here, that you might be receiving visions while you study stuff with spirit. Visions of the future, of things that could happen, of things that are likely to happen. You're seeing all kinds of really interesting stuff. Spirit is guiding all of this. You've also got the Heron here. You are developing a lot of inner strength during this particular time. You may be healing from something, you might not be. But definitely you are using this moment as a way to build yourself up into someone who can go through the trials and tribulations of life without being shaken. I feel like you're the kind of person to be your own rock and also be a rock for other people. That makes sense to me, Capricorn. But it feels like you're saying to yourself, I don't need to be this ultra strong macho person. I don't mean masculine, feminine, or whatever have you. Macho can be across, can like apply to anyone, okay? But it's like you don't need to have this uber macho attitude anymore because you say spirit's in control of this particular boat and I'm just going where they want me to go. You're not in charge here and that feels fine by you, which is fascinating by me. Yep, ancestors guiding you. More major arcana cards. Well, I promise I didn't do this deliberately. Oh, look, it's not a major arcana card. We broke a streak. But I absolutely see the universe is guiding you towards something in the future, a project that once again, I've got the Page of Stones and the Ace of Stones in reverse. There's something big brewing here, Capricorn, that is not ready to be rolled out yet. The best advice that I have for you right now is to stay put, to change nothing. The ancestor right here, or the Hierophant, your deity, your ancestor, your spirit guides, your deities, that kind of thing, if I didn't already say that. They're going to be the ones to guide you out of this and into this new project when it's time. You're definitely being asked to stay seated for the moment. It's possible we've got links appearing here and here at the same time, but I'm not totally sure. Definitely sit back, with something major until it is time for it to hatch. Now that we've got the I about said injury, maybe you've got an injury, a physical injury. But while you are staying back in this earth energy, there's something here brewing that's really, really incredible that the universe is excited to see you brew up because it's needed. Wherever it's going to be used, it's going to be needed. You've allowed the universe to take the choice out of your hand, and they are calling the shots, not you. And you're okay with that. I see you exploring some really neat emotional avenues while you're in this state of the Fool, if you will, while you're seeing some neat visions that the universe is bringing to you, some really neat downloads. You've got some really cool stuff that you're willing to, oh my God, you're willing to explore a new level of happiness entirely. This is going to feel really, really good for you. A lot of people really struggle to be alone, to go through extended times of aloneness and introspection, but it feels like you're in your element here. It feels like you're genuinely happy here. I can feel how happy you are. The universe is still demanding respect as you go through these trials and tribulations, but I feel like you, of all people, are probably in the best position ever to say, I respect these trials and tribulations. Let's go through them anyway. I feel like you're in a good position to go through that. So leading up on your way to your happily ever after, a place of deep, permanent stability, until the day when you pass back into spirits, back into the flow of life, right? You will have a stable place if you allow your experiences as the hermit. While you're introspecting, while you're getting downloads, you will get all kinds of stability for yourself, for your life, as you move forward. If it's just you, it's not anyone else, that's badass. But I can also see potential for this being a great foundation for a family one day, whether that includes kids or not. So I'm getting the Judgment card here, once again a major arcana card, and it lands on the house of the ancestor. It may literally be a personal ancestor for you, it may not, but whoever is guiding you, may that be a deity or someone else, they are asking you to take care of your insecurities when it comes to home once and for all. This is the Judgment card right here. There's some kind of heartbreak around home. It could be that you grew up in a bad childhood home, for instance. They're asking you to once and for all do something to heal yourself. That might mean going into therapy, for instance. This is a really intense Three of Swords, I should say. Like, not only are there arrows piercing the heart, it's on fire, for instance. That could literally be about jealousy, but in that particular case, I really feel like that this is a childhood home that was not functional at all. That quite possibly your parents may have been people who should not have been together. They may have been the kind of people who should not have had kids. And so now it's your responsibility to break a generational curse while you were in this introspective state so that you can move forward to create a really neat home with or without children. But the important part is that you broke that generational curse, that you relieved that karmic debt, that you move into the divine, if you will. Capricorn, you've got a really powerful reading here. I'm really happy to see it. I love this for you, and I hope that your March is enlightening and relaxing for you at the same time. I understand it looks like that your spirit guides have some work cut out for you to do. I know that you're going to do it well. I have faith in Capricorn. Y'all take care. Virgos, I hope that you're all doing well. So Spirit wants me to shuffle this back in, but Virgo, maybe you've got something to be really happy about this month. So we'll take a look at what your general theme for March is, as well as how you can handle it the best way you possibly can. And there go the cards flying. So I'm not going to lay them out because I don't know that they're going to be a part of your reading per se, but they flipped out onto the floor and it's 2 stone cards. It's your element. So, Virgo, you're being asked to be the Queen of Pentacles when it comes to a particular job or a skill set that you're supposed to be working on. That fell on the ground. I'm going to shuffle this back in because Spirit asked me to do so, and if they come back out, it was meant to be, okay? So this is a combination of the Tower and the Hanged Man all in one card. The Wildwood is pretty severe when it comes to, it's hardcore. I'll just say that. Here it's in reverse. This is something that you've been procrastinating on for a really, really long time. Maybe it is working on getting a job or working on a new skill set, for instance. But this is something that you've been delaying for as long as you possibly could, and you cannot delay this any longer. The universe is finally forcing you out of your tree and onto the ground. It came out of nowhere, and quite possibly it could be that you saw the warning signs gathering and you ignored them until you were literally falling out of the tree, so to speak. Your situation just forced you to look at what was going on. And it's a bigger shock to you than it might be if you had been paying attention to the signs. Okay, Virgo? I feel like, Virgo, you are struggling to be the King of Cups in your own life, the absolute master of your own emotions. I feel like it's really easy for stuff to overwhelm you right now that you've been crying quite a bit. You've been taking action on some stuff, emotional stuff that you probably shouldn't be. It feels good right now. It's like emotional self-medication, but it's not actually helping you. It just actually feels good, but it's not actually help. So, yes, I can see how Queen of Stones or Queen of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles, how that could be like really good advice for you this month, Virgo. Getting back into the groove of making another skill set or learning a new skill set. There may be some things that are here in 2023 that weren't around when whatever happened back there. Those weren't skill sets that were needed back there. Or maybe you've been out of like the job market for so long that you're not sure what is needed, but I can see how you're doing a lot to not move forward, right? Like, this is the dark playground in the sense that you're playing around with the idea that you're supposed to be doing something else and that you're just procrastinating on this really important thing. And it doesn't feel good to play, but you're still doing it because it's not doing that thing that you don't want to do, if that makes any sense. Definitely this month, you're being asked to focus in on what makes you powerful. So here with the Magician in reverse, or the Shaman in reverse, you actually have, there might be some tools missing that you haven't earned yet. You might be going through a maturation process to get all the tools in front of you that you need in order to be the master of your own life, the master of your own emotions, and of your own thoughts, of what you say, of your own intelligence, if you will. So this month, definitely focus with laser intensity. Look at videos of kingfisher birds, okay? Watch them go hunting for food. You are going to need to focus on making yourself powerful again. And that might be something that you really struggle to deal with. Doing stuff on your own, doing stuff on your own energy may just be too much. Like you have relied on people, and right now you might not have that luxury anymore. It's possible that you can start exploring this, how to do this. But beware about choosing some emotional avenues that, again, self-medicate, feel good in the temporary, but that ultimately don't fix your situation. Because here you've got karma in reverse. This is the stag, and this would be justice, the justice card in reverse. There's a lesson that you're going to have to double back on that should have been learned in the past, that wasn't learned. It was made, missing this lesson was innocently made, but it was still an important lesson that should have been learned. And you're now being forced to go back, go through the maturation process, if you will, and learn the lesson. I can see that you're a little bit upset with this. I know the card says boredom, but I can feel here with the King of Cups in reverse that the emotions of having to sit back and go through the lesson again is really, really grinding your gears right now. I can feel that. I don't know that you're looking deliberately on how to change yourself. It's like you want to change your situation, but you don't want to change how you operate within the situation. It's like you're doing everything possible to avoid being that Queen of Stones and doing that Eight of Stones, if you will. This is only going to lead to heartbreak. As long as you're avoiding this, you're only going to make things way more difficult for yourself, and you're not going to be able to provide for any dependents that you may have. Those can be kids, those can be pets. But if you're not able to provide for yourself, if you're not able to feel powerful on your own, you're not going to be able to take care of other people who rely on you to take care of them. It's going to lead to deep unhappiness if you can't do this, because you're supposed to be able to weave your own fate. You are in a position to do so, Virgo, but first you're going to have to make things right within yourself. You delayed this for long enough. And you're doing everything that you can. Well, I'm looking over the whole spread. These are like little distractions right here that don't serve you, that don't actually feed you, don't actually help you survive. You feel powerless to do big stuff. That's learned helplessness in a sense, Virgo. You're supposed to be in this King of Cups energy, but right now you're still in the Knight of Vessels energy. That's like a teenager-ish kind of energy when you're supposed to be in the position where you can teach other people how to manage their own emotions. You're not there yet. And the universe is telling you it's time to grow up. It is well overdue. This is a lesson that wasn't learned, and it's annoying to have to feel like now I have to be treated like a teenager by the universe, and I have to go through a second growing up process. How annoying. But otherwise, I don't think that you would take action on your own. You would stay comfortable in your environment, and it would just hurt, but you would just say that's part of what's going on right here. You would be deeply unhappy too, and you would still say, this is just how it is. This is how my life is right now. And that would weave a fate that the universe is not interested in seeing you weave. Virgo, a course correct is needed this particular month, and I suspect that you know exactly what to do. And I hope that you don't procrastinate on it anymore. I hope that you guys have a great month. Please vibe high, okay?